Hello, I'm Dr. Vanita Rattan, a medically qualified doctor and a cosmetic formulator specifically for skin of color. So today's video, many of you have asked me to make, and this is the best and worst barrier repair serums, K-Beauty edition.
Korea's #1 moisturizing serum.
But it's also a great anti-aging product.
So moisturizing but lightweight.
I am with ATFT.
Centella Asiatica toner. Yes!
And it's such a lovely product. This is a huge problem, a huge mistake. I love this. It's not the best idea, to be honest. I love it. So here we have the green tea seed hyaluronic serum. These are facial serums. Do you know what? I get asked all the time, Dr. Lee, what do you do with all your products after you've used them? And I keep everything. So I will basically repurpose our products for different types of videos. Like I'll make you videos on how to minimize pores, and I'll use sort of the best products from these videos in those videos. So basically I have a pharmacy of skincare in my home, and my daughter and all her friends love it. So this one claims to improve the skin barrier. Now we've had a big trend towards barrier repairing ingredients, very light on the skin. And the reason is that we've overdone it with exfoliation and retinols and sort of following every trend on social media, which can then damage the skin barrier. And guess what happens when you do that for skin of color? It can lead to hyperpigmentation. Ow. That is actually a really strong smell. Okay, so let's have a look at what's actually inside this product. So we've got, first is water, which is fine. Then the solvent they've used is propanediol, which is actually not bad. Then they've used glycerin, which I love. The fifth ingredient in here is niacinamide. So that means it's about 1%, maybe 2%. Then it's, so by the way, if you don't know about niacinamide, it's a fantastic ingredient. It's great for skin of color as well. It's gonna be your best friend, to be honest. It helps you if you have oily acne prone skin by controlling sebum production. It helps you if you have dry skin because it helps repair the skin barrier. It helps if you're rosacea, unless you're reacting to niacinamide. But niacinamide also helps with brightening the skin. So it's sort of an ingredient that you really need in your skincare. I actually love niacinamide so much, I put it into our Cera brightening moisturizer. So you can find niacinamide really even in your cleansers, in your serums, and in your moisturizer. But what I would say is, okay, now that I'm talking about our moisturizer, our Cera brightening moisturizer, I put in ceramides, peptides, licorice root extract. It's a very thick consistency. So that's really going to help if you have dry, mature skin. But again, I put in niacinamide even into our moisturizer. I also put in a few extra little things for you, including stem cells, which will help with reversing the biological age of your skin. And that's why it's an anti-aging, brightening moisturizer for skin of color. Right, back to the serum. I would say the packaging is beautiful. It is glass, it's heavy, it feels like luxury, and they give you a good amount. I mean, 80 mils for a serum is a lot. So the rest of the ingredients in here are basically your humectants and your emollients. So your emollients condition the skin, soothe the skin, and smooth the skin. They also put in anti-inflammatories. So they've gone for panthenol and allantoin, which again, I love. And that is actually going to help with what they're saying by improving the skin barrier. But the epic mistake that they made is that they then added limonene, citral, and mentha. That was that really strong smell. These are all essential oils. They're all irritating to the skin. Even the vitamin C they put in, 3-O-ethyl ascorbic acid, my favorite form of vitamin C, or one of my favorite forms, they've put in less than 1%. So it's not even in the therapeutic index. So you're not going to get even the brightening benefits from that because of the percentage used. So unfortunately, this is a huge problem, a huge mistake. And considering they're trying to repair the skin barrier, you don't want to put any irritants into the product, because imagine why you would buy this product. You'd buy it because the skin is red and raw and irritated. So you certainly don't then go in with something that's going to further exacerbate the inflammation and make the barrier worse. So it's another hard no for Innisfree. Right, so the first product we're starting off with is the cream, the Madagascar Centella Cream. So the claim with this is that it's got 20% Centella in order to help with the damaged skin barrier. So this is what it looks like. So very simple packaging, which I like. And let's just check it's got a security tag. Yes, it does. Let's get rid of this. K-Beauty is generally known for their textures, and that's part of the reason it's gone so viral. So let me show you it's coming out like quite thick, which I like for skin of color. For us, don't forget we have less ceramides in our skin, so actually we kind of want to do this test where it doesn't run from the hands. So it's got enough fat in it. This is what it looks like. Oh, that's not good. It says 20% Centella. Let me tell you if it actually has 20% Centella in it. The first ingredient is cetyl ether hexanoate, which is an emollient. That's why you get that sort of slip. Then it's got glycerin as a second ingredient, which I love because it's very hydrating. Then they've put in hydrogenated lithium, which is another emollient, which is why it's feeling so conditioned. The fourth ingredient is niacinamide, which I also love. That means this is approximately 2 to 3%. Niacinamide is brilliant for brightening the skin and for helping with repairing a damaged skin barrier, so it's great for skin of color. They also put in macadamia seed oil, which is an emollient with high oleic acid, so that's actually really good for dry skin. So I really like the slip on this for dry skin. But the 27th ingredient is Centella. So this is not a 20%, okay? So the way the Inky list works is that it's in descending order. When an ingredient is right at the bottom, you're looking at a fraction of a percent. And what they tend to do is they say, oh, it's a 20% solution, meaning water plus this kind of Centella at a fraction of a percent. And then they call it 20% Centella. And that's what I don't like. I don't like miscommunication, and that's a nice way of putting it. I like you to be really clear about what is in the product and what is not in the product. And the thing is, because it's literally called Centella, you are thinking and hoping that Centella is the main active in this product. I'm just going to give you an example. So this is our super hydrating toner. So if you don't already know, I'm a cosmetic formulator for skin of color. Now in this product, this is a liquid-based product. We've put in Centella Asiatica. We've probably put in more Centella Asiatica into this hydrating toner than is in the Centella product here. So, but we haven't put it on the title of the product itself. So in this particular product, just so you know, it's basically got stem cells. I put in Centella, allantoin, panthenol. These are all anti-inflammatories, plus of course niacinamide and glycerin. So actually quite similar actives to what they put in here. I think what's really important is that you're clear about what you put in the product, and whatever the hero ingredient really is the thing that's on the packaging, and not to overhype something that's a very low percentage. I am very strict when it comes to skin of color because I have very high standards for my skin of color family. Some other downsides with this particular product is they put in lavender flower oil, which is a disaster. It's a fragrance. It's such a shame actually, because this could have been a nice anti-inflammatory niacinamide cream, and I would have recommended it as that. But by putting fragrance in, it can lead to contact dermatitis in 3 to 4% of the population. Now, if you imagine my social media, I have about 2 million views a day. That's tens of thousands of people getting contact dermatitis if I was to recommend a product like this. And this is why I'm very strict, and it's not fear mongering, it's just the sheer number of people watching my channel. I have to be very careful to make sure that we get 0% reactions is really what I'm aiming for with this channel. So this is a no. Moving on to the last one, which is the Pore Minimizing Fresh Ampule. I'll tell you if it's worth it or not. Do you know, I do actually really like their ampules. I do find them like very satisfying. And they give a large amount, which is rare. But I also think the reason for that is a majority of the product is water. And they don't really use very expensive actives when it comes to Korean skincare. I like the gloopiness of it. It really is all about the rheology. So rheology is the feel and texture of a product. How does it feel on the skin? Oh, nice. Okay, nice and gloopy. Lovely. So it's going to feel satisfying on the skin. Let's see what is in this product. So in here, it's basically an anti-inflammatory formula. They've used Centella, aloe, panthenol, and peptides. I love this actually to repair a damaged skin barrier. We are on to the Deep Sleep Mask. Let's see how this is. I've been looking for a deep sleep mask. Potentially might make one. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to make it for you. Let's see what is in this one. Oh, okay. So this is liquid. I did not expect that. Right. Oh, let's have a look. Interesting. Very interesting. To put this on top of a moisturizer as your last step. I like it. A little bit of occlusion by putting this on top. Just make sure you do your skincare 2 hours before bed to make sure this doesn't come off on your sheets. Right, so in here, we've got a bunch of humectants plus niacinamide, and it's fragrance-free. I love it. This is a nape-safe product, Highly recommend it. If you're going through menopause, your skin is feeling really tight and dry, put this on. If you've got a damaged skin barrier after a moisturizer, put this on. I really like this. Well done. 10 out of 10 on this product. Starting off with the Dynasty cream. So the claim here is that it's a moisturizing, nourishing, brightening, strengthening skin barrier cream. Oh my goodness me. How'd you open this thing? Doing a pretty terrible job here, guys. Let's see if the ingredients actually match up to what it claims. Oh, nice. Beautiful packaging. I think 10 out of 10 on packaging in terms of weight and luxury. But generally speaking, jars are the least hygienic form of packaging, because what you're doing is we already have bacteria on our skin. We already have a whole array of fungus on our skin too. And every time you touch your face and you put it back in the jar, yes, we have a preservative system in the jar that will help to reduce mold, but it's only so effective for so long. So if you don't, for example, use your moisturizer in a relatively short time frame, you're going to cause yourself problems actually. Then you need to really throw away your jars. So our jar's a little bit old-fashioned. We have sort of moved on since then, but let's see what's inside it. So it starts off with the first ingredient being water. That's very common for most moisturizers because it's an emulsion. And so water tends to be about 70-80%. And in here, it's also got the second ingredient is very interesting. It's rice bran extract. On the ingredients list, it says Oryza sativa. This is basically rice bran, which is a plant ingredient. And what it does, it conditions and softens the skin. Plus, it's a chelating agent, meaning it prevents minerals from water from depositing on the skin. So this is great, for example, if you live in a place with hard water and you don't have a water softener. So in case you don't know, bran is basically a brown outer layer of the rice kernel. It's a byproduct of milling the rice. So it's really good for the environment and making sure we don't have waste. And it's rich in over 100 antioxidant compounds, including vitamin E, ferulic acid, also oryzanol, which is how you tend to see some brightening with this particular ingredient. Plus, it's a great humectant as it adds moisture to the top layer of skin. It behaves like a water magnet. It also contains polysaccharides and omega-3 fatty acids, which are also humectants. The next ingredient in here is glycerin. So glycerin is another powerful humectant. So this is actually quite a hydrating moisturizer, even though it's quite a light moisturizer and doesn't have much occlusives. The seventh ingredient in here is niacinamide. So that's where the strength barrier effect is coming from. It's coming from the niacinamide. Everything else in this product is a fraction of a percent, but it is a NAFE-safe product, meaning no denatured alcohol, no fragrance, and no essential oils. This is very important for skin of color because we can't afford any irritation to our skin. So I'd say this is a hydrating moisturizer. It's NAFE-safe. It's very light. I don't like the packaging. It would be better if it was in an airless pump from a hygiene perspective, but I would give this a nice 8 out of 10 because it does what it says. They haven't given you outrageous claims, which they haven't matched. They've matched quite reasonable claims. Moving on to the Centella Asiatica toner. All right, so let's see what this looks like. This one is actually very viral. I see this all over my social media pages. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, so it's coming up, obviously, it's quite a nice amount, 150 mils. It's got a little security seal at the top. You know what? I always struggle when I've got slippery hands from skincare to do the security seal. Okay, so let's show you. That's coming out quite light, drippy, and it's got a stopper at the top, so not too much is coming out at the same time. You do have to press this one into your hands, and generally I like it when it gets sprayed onto the skin. So it says it's got 100% Centella Asiatica. This is just not true. And again, I hate when there are false claims, and I have to call it out. Look, the first ingredient in here is water. Like, we're looking at 99% water in this product. Then it's got butylene glycol. Then it's got 1,2-hexendiol. And then the fourth ingredient in here is Centella. So again, you're looking at a fraction of a percent of Centella, maybe 1% in this entire thing. And then calling it 100% Centella Asiatica, I don't like it because you're being, I don't want to say conned, but you're being misled. And I really don't like that for my skin of color family. And so for that reason, I don't like the claim. But having said this, it's a NAFE-safe product, and it's actually a lovely product if you're looking for something that is just hydrating and soothing to the skin. If you have a damaged skin barrier, I'm happy for you to use this. Are you going to get any brightening effects with it? No. Is it going to help with texture? No. Is it going to help with fine lines? No. But I'm still approving this product because it is NAFE safe, and it's going to be good if you have a dehydrated barrier. Moving on to Mung Bean Seed Essence. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Oh, it's got a nice security seal. Same bottle. Oh, it doesn't have, there's no teddy bear on this. There's no Christmas trees. Ugh, I'm not loving that the label is kind of coming off. It's just meh. It's kind of indication as to poor packaging quality. Good security seal. Let's see what this looks like first of all. So it's coming out very similar consistency. It makes sense. The formulas are basically the same. Not so sticky, I would say. No smells. Again, you would have to put it into the hands and press it into the skin. So you are wasting quite a lot of product by doing this. Let's see if it's worth it for your skin. Okay, so in here we've got water, first of all, as the first ingredient. This is the majority of this product, like in the 90%, I would say. Then it's got butylene glycol, which is your humectant, which is nice because then it's your water magnet. So the water plus a water magnet together is really nice and hydrating for the skin. Then they've put in Phaseolus radiatus seed extract. And actually there's not much data on this ingredient. It is a skin conditioner and it is safe for the skin. So that's pretty much what we know about it right now. So this is going to be a nice product if you have, again, dry, damaged skin barrier. And this, I think, is where Korean skincare excels, is if you have maybe overused another product, overused an acid or a retinol, and your skin is feeling really dry and sensitive and red, this is where you want to go in with a product like this. This is going to be beneficial, but it's not going to help you with any hyperpigmentation or large pores or really any other concerns. So I like it, but, you know, it's not amazing. Right, moving on to the next product, which is the Ampule. So I've seen this all over social and I'm actually quite excited about this particular product. How do you guys actually open your things unless it's with like scissors? Is there a better way? Can one of you tell me below? All right, so that's how it comes out. Nice and heavy, beautiful glass bottle. And the thing about glass is it really gives that feeling of luxury. I generally am so scared of putting my products in glass bottles. So we created the lip hyperpigmentation kit for Skin of Color. And those are glass jars and it can smash. This is one thing that happen. We sell, thousands of those kits every year and a small percentage will smash. And that's such a nightmare when you're the manufacturer. So I don't know how many of these are smashing, but it's really a scary thing to be sending out all around the world. But anyway, let's have a look at this Ampule. So the claim is it stimulates microcirculation and it soothes the skin. So let's see what it looks like. Oh, I really like that. Isn't that so satisfying, those little bubbles? So nice. So it comes out very light and liquidy. So water is very high up. And again, it's doing that thing that K-Beauty tends to do, which is you have to put it all over your hands and then press it into the skin. So imagine how much product we're losing by doing this. It's not the best idea, to be honest. Ideally, we would like something like this in a pump, but I do understand that it is liquid and even pumps can be really annoying with something that's very watery. All right, so let's go through the ingredients list. In here, of course, water first and glycerin second, which I love, love, love. That means high percentage of glycerin. And then butylene glycol. Butylene glycol is also a humectant. And then Centella extract. So again, like I said, it's high up on the inky list, which I like. And the good thing about this is that it's fragrance free. So I love, love, love this. This is a fantastic product, definitely worth your money. I would even recommend this for something that they haven't thought about, and that is an irritated, inflamed scalp. If you have an inflamed scalp and you are constantly itching it and scratching it, this is something that's going to soothe the scalp, and it's light enough that it's not going to lead to any greasiness of the hair, but it's going to penetrate into the skin and just give you some relief. So if you have an itchy, inflamed scalp, this is going to work really nicely for you, and I would tell you to wear it every night.
So the next product we have is the Glow Recipe Avocado Ceramide Moisture Barrier. Again, I've seen this all over the internet. Can't smell too much, which is good. Okay, so we have some foaming action, which I like. Oh, again with the smell. What is it with these guys? Do you like how refreshing it feels, actually? It is refreshing, I can't lie. But you are going to smell like a vegetable market at the end of this. And that is something that you should be aware of. And who wants to kiss a vegetable market? Let's see how well it cleanses off. Give me 1 minute. I've just washed it off and my skin feels really tight. That's not how your skin should ever feel after you've washed it. You need far more glycerin. You want to go for a high percentage glycerin. So at the back of the ingredients list, make sure that your humectors, the water magnets, are right at the top of that list because it's in descending order. So let's go through the ingredients list of this product. The positives are it has got glycerin in it. It's just not as much as I'd like. Inulin, which means that this will help with the good bacteria on the skin, which is good. It's got ceramides in it, but I would say not enough. My skin is not enjoying it. And then it's got oats in it, which is anti-inflammatory, which, okay, fair enough. I can actually feel the cooling effect on the skin. The negatives of this are the fragrance. Plus it costs £26 for 150 mils. I'm going to tell you the dupe now. The dupe here is actually better than the original. This one is Face Facts. It's got ceramides. It's gentle cleanser. It's got glycerin in it. It's got oats in it, plus no fragrance, and it's only £6 for 400 mils. I.e., this is 11 times more expensive than this, and you're not going to smell like a farmer's market after you've worn this product. So if I had to pick out either of them, this is the one I'm going to go for.
Okay, so the next product is quite intriguing. So it has the magic of snail mucin in it, and it's called Advanced Snail 96 Mucin Power Essence. I mean, that's a mouthful. just remember snail 96 and you can purchase the right product. Again, I like this product. Oh, you don't understand. I am so sick of going through product after product and brand after brand, thinking why they're making fundamental mistakes. I'm a cosmetic formulator myself, and I know how much love and care has to go into every formula and the thought process. So finally, when I see products that I would purchase myself and I would tell you to go and purchase, I'm actually very grateful. So here, let's start off with the snail secretion filtrate, which is the first ingredient. Don't forget, the first ingredient means that it has the highest percentage. So what is this snail secretion mucus that everyone's raving about and is all over Korean skincare? So it actually comes from our garden snail. So the name for that is Cornum aspersum. So it's Cornum aspersum slime. Now, it's not the secretion that helps it to lubricate its motion. It's actually the secretion that it releases when it's stressed. So snail secretion has got proteoglycans in it. It's got glycoproteins in it. It's got enzymes, glucosaminoglycans. It's also got hyaluronic acid and copper peptides. This is all fantastic because this is what your skin needs. This is food for your skin. And actually, as soon as I finished researching CosRx and doing my in-depth investigation, I went and purchased it myself. If you follow me on Instagram at the Hyperpigmentation Clinic, as soon as it comes through, I'll show you how it looks and how it feels, and I can do a review for you. So make sure if you're on Instagram, to head over and follow me on that. It's also got a number of great moisturizers. It's got butylene glycol, it's got panthenol, it's got betaine, and it's got sodium hyaluronate, which is a cousin of hyaluronic acid. So it does have ethyl hexandiol, which is considered safe up to about 5%. It has been known to cause irritation, especially around the eye, but it's very rare. So that's the only tiny downside, I would say, to this particular product. But I would definitely recommend this for skin of color. So I'd apply it after you've washed your face and before you apply your moisturizer. This is a skin repairing product. So this is what's going to help boost your ceramides, going to reduce any erythema, any sensitivity. So that's how you apply it.